Hey, class of 2020. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I am super impressed with all of the participation that I'm getting from you guys. You're turning in a good amount of work when you don't have to, which is awesome. I'm assuming you're just like really bored. And you guys have been filling out the weekly attendance sheets, which is awesome. So I really appreciate that. So let's get started with week 3 of your Life 101, okay? So let's talk about taxes. If I understood taxes, I would help you with this. I can tell you that you can expect for the rest of your life, as long as you work above the table, meaning, you get a paycheck and you work for a company and you're not getting paid cash under the table from like a friend or something like that, you're going to pay roughly about 20% of your pay to taxes. That goes to the federal government and it goes to the state government. These things help provide, or taxes help provide many things, such as roads, schools, libraries, fire department, police department. All of that is funded by the tax dollars that you spend or that you pay. So it's important. You should, feel okay about paying taxes. If you really want to get my perspective on it, you can listen to the song Brackets by J. Cole. I'm not a big fan on some of the things that all your tax dollars get put into. But as far as getting them done, there's places and there's apps and websites that can do them for free or for cheap. If you want to get them done by an actual professional, you can go to H&R Block, places like that. And it's maybe $200. And they'll take it right out of your refund if you get one. I don't know. I haven't gotten a refund in several years, so I usually have to stroke a check at the end of the year. You can also, there's apps like Tax Act that will do them for you for free or for cheap. So there's that. That's another thing though. When you get hired at a job, you're going to have a form called W-2 to fill out. And on your W-2, it'll ask you how many exemptions you have. The more exemptions you have, if at the end of the year when you file your taxes, you really don't have them, the more you're going to have to pay. Some people will say that they're exempt. That means no tax dollars come out of your paycheck. But at the end of the year when you have to file your taxes, they're going to want that money then. So a way to look at paying your taxes is that it's kind of like you're loaning the government money, because usually most people will get a refund at the end of the year when they file their taxes. So I hope that helps. I hope that explained something. I hope I didn't confuse you more. If I did, just email me and I'll try to explain better. Okay? All right, credit cards. They can help you or they can hurt you. You need credit. So having a credit card is good. Your credit card, your limit will be based on your credit score. Your credit score can range anywhere from 300, which is really bad, all the way up into 800s, which is really good. Most people range in the mid to high 600s to the 700s. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to kind of set your goal to be. Once you get a credit card, let's say they give you a $100 limit. We're just going to make it easy. You don't want to charge it past 30% of your available limit. So if your limit is $100, you don't want to charge more than $30 on it, or keep a balance of more than $30 on it. So maybe you charge it up that month, but you want to pay it down to where it's got 30% only left on it as far as the balance. Once you start getting credit cards, don't close them. when you close an account, it reflects poorly. So you want to make sure that once you open that account, you keep it, and you keep it in good standing, and you always make those payments. I highly recommend keeping track of your credit score. So you're going to want to maybe get an app or a program or whatever, like Credit Karma is always a good one to kind of follow and keep track of. I check mine religiously. It changes every time something posts. So again, you want to make sure that you keep track of it too, just for the simple fact that if your identity gets stolen, that's a really good way to monitor that. Or if there's charges that you didn't authorize, that's a great way to kind of keep track of that as well. So that's credit cards. Pretty simple. Like I said, just keep it below 30% if you want to keep your credit good. Once you start charging it above that, it'll start looking really bad. All right, benefits. Benefits come in many forms. You've got healthcare, retirement, sick leave, vacation, raises, evaluations, and promotions. Healthcare is important. I know that's like a big thing politically as to whether or not who and what and how that works and who's responsible for paying for that. Most jobs right now, the way it stands politically and in our government, is your job will pay a particular portion of your health care, and then you pay a particular portion of it. Some jobs, if you elect to not have health care, will give you like a bonus check twice a year. I do recommend, if your job offers health care, get it through your job. It'll be cheaper. And I know that, y'all are young and healthy right now, but life happens. You could get in a car accident, something can happen to you. So you want to make sure that you're protected under all costs. Retirement. Again, you guys are young and you don't think you need this. Pay into it now, because that retirement account that you will get through your employer, that 401k, 403b, whatever it is, CalSTRS, CalPERS, when you pay into that, it gets interest on it. So that interest builds up over your lifetime. Sorry, my dog is itching himself and it's really obnoxious and annoying. You want to make sure that you have that building up, and don't ever pull out of it. Sometimes when you leave a job, you'll have the option of cashing out that retirement. Don't do that. Just let it accrue interest, roll it into your next job, and keep saving that money. It's possible, even if you're only getting 5% a year on, or 5% a month on that, or whatever, you can end up, if you start investing in that now, you can end up well beyond being a millionaire before you're ready to retire. So invest. Sick leave. Most full-time jobs, you are entitled to sick leave. It's usually about 2 weeks a year. They'll pay you your, hourly or your salary for that day and whatever you call in sick. A lot of places will have things like FMLA available to you, which is the Family Medical Leave Act. So that guarantees you 2 weeks to take care of you or somebody you love without losing your job. That's usually not paid though. Same thing with vacation. A lot of places will entitle you so much time that you can take off with pay. That's just the stuff you look at when you're starting your job. Same thing with when you're entitled to raises, evaluations, and promotions. Y'all hear my neighbors like noisy chickens? I don't know what's up with that. They're so loud. But it's too nice to not have class outside today. So. All right, writing a check. I don't even know that people still do this. Before you write a check, you need to make sure that you have that money available in your account. And don't take that money out of your account until the check clears. So you're going to put a date on it, how much the check is, you're going to spell it out and sign it. So this is, kind of like what a check would look like. So you got your date, You got the amount of the check, who the check is going to, and then you see you spell it out underneath here. You sign it. You write in the memo. Sometimes, I don't ever do this. I never did it, but, well, I did sometimes, but not really. You write the memo, like what is the check for, rent, mortgage, whatever. On the bottom of your check, you have 2 sets of numbers. You have your routing number. This is the number that goes to your bank. And then you have your private account number over here. So that's how you write a check. That's everything about a check. It's kind of outdated. And like I said, I don't even think people do it anymore, but you might find people who do it occasionally. Okay, car insurance. You have to have it. If you're going to drive legally in any state in the union, you have to have car insurance. The best thing to do is get quotes from different providers, depending on the type of car you drive, the area you live in. That changes, and it also changes state to state. Michigan is super expensive to have insurance on your car because they have what's called no fault, meaning when you get in an accident, nobody's at fault, everybody's at fault. California's cheaper insurance because they don't have things like no fault, because no fault is stupid. You want to look at the deductible. The higher the deductible, the lower your monthly payment, which is great when you're trying to work on a budget. But you got to keep in mind that if you have a high deductible and a low monthly payment, when or if you need to file a claim, it could hurt you down the road. So, like if you get in an accident and you have a high deductible, what that's saying is like, an average one would be like $2,000. That means you have to pay $2,000 out of pocket before the insurance will cover the rest. So insurance can be kind of tricky. So make sure you get quotes from different companies. Make sure that you are comparing the costs, and make sure that you are being smart about your choices. I know I usually keep, because I'm cheap, I keep a low monthly payment and a higher deductible because I drive like an old lady, and I only commute 2 miles a day. So I really don't need a whole lot, and I'm not really at risk. So some other factors that will factor into your car insurance is your age, your driving record, like the type of car you drive. If you drive a red sports car, it's a lot more expensive than like a white Honda Civic. So those are things you got to keep in mind. If you have a lot of tickets, your prices go up. If you're a safe driver, your prices go down. So, just like the commercial says, safe drivers save 30%. So, different car insurance companies will also be available to you. Like if you are a veteran or you're going into the military, definitely you want to go with USAA because they are super cheap and they are super good for you, and you can stay with them forever after you get out. So, and your kids can use them and so forth and so on. All right, self-sufficiency. This is something that you're really going to learn as you go. But here are some pointers. You're going to want to keep a budget and stick to it. And you always want to save money for unexpected issues, car trouble, etc. One of the biggest things that is really hard to comprehend and wrap your mind around is that most Americans are about $400 away from utter financial ruin. What that means is they have no savings. And if they get an unexpected bill for $400 or more, it could bankrupt them. And life happens. So, like some of the financial experts, they really, really, really recommend that you have 6 months worth of your bills saved up in savings. And that doesn't mean your retirement savings. That means just like in a savings account. So like if you lose your job, you can maintain your lifestyle for the next 6 months without worry. Like I said, with your budget, don't blow your budget. So if your budget allows you $2,000 a month, don't spend $3,000 a month on the regular. a tough one for a lot of people is to ask for help. Sometimes things happen and you get stuck in a sticky situation. Ask people for help. Get help when you need it. Take care of your mental health. And just know that no matter what is going on in your life, this goes for now, this goes for the coronavirus, this goes for every little bit of everything. This too shall pass. So when things look dark, when you're stressed, when life is getting the better of you, it doesn't last. There's always going to be an end to that situation. So just kind of keep plugging and you'll be okay. All right, so your assignment this week. This is a big one, so you are really only going to have the one assignment this week. But what I expect is that you're really going to take your time with it. You're creating your budget. So let's talk about it. All right, so creating your budget. This is either going to really motivate you or it's going to really depress you. Either way, most people will come out of this and probably at least thank their parents or their guardians for what they actually go through and what they spend. So, like I said, I really want you to take your time. I want you to really read what each line is asking you. Use your calculator, your phone. It has one. So basically you're going to start off with picking the career that you're choosing to go into. You're going to research the amount that you're going to get paid. It's going to walk you through breaking down every little thing that you're going to deal with in a regular month. If you have questions, just like I said, reach out to me and email me or message me here on Canvas and let me know, and I will do my best to help you out, okay? Good luck and enjoy this. I think this is probably one of the most practical things I'm going to have you do ever. So if you haven't been doing any of the assignments up to this point, this is one I do really encourage you to do. All right. Good luck, and hope you have a great week. And again, I miss you guys.